This is UVA serving to start things out. It is Elaine Stravinsky in the near court in white. And there's a look at Brian Calvis. We talked about him before. Fiona Crawley, #1 player in singles for North Carolina. There she is. All right, so there's Elaine Stravinsky from Baltimore, Maryland. Oh, they give the Tar Heels one too many looks. Stravinsky has reached as high as #3 in doubles in the ITA rankings. Different partner.
She's been a huge part of the success that UVA has had this year in the doubles.
She's also dealt with a lot of injuries in the last year as well. Missed the postseason a year ago and the fall to work on her strength and conditioning and get back to full fitness. And she's been tremendous again this year. 17-4 an overall singles record for her. And again, a stellar #1 doubles player. And it's always fascinating to see that doubles is takes a very different skill set than singles a lot of times. These are the #5 and #6 singles players for UVA, comprising their #1 doubles team. And according to some people in the know, including the head coach of North Carolina, UVA might just have the best doubles trio in the country.
I mean, that's a bold statement coming from the North Carolina team.
And Stravinsky closes out the opening game of this set with an ace, and it will only be one set. Per NCAA rules, 3 doubles sets, no ad scoring. If you win 2 of the 3, you win the doubles point. First team to 4 points total wins the match, and here wins the ACC championship. After the doubles, we'll go to 6 singles matches, best of 3. Again, no ad scoring. And again, first team to 4 total points will walk away as ACC champions. And here come the North Carolina Tar Heels and their #1 doubles team. Fiona Crawley to serve, Carson Tangalig up at the net. Crawley, one of the all-time wins leaders amongst active players in college tennis, maybe the leader. Has had a legendary career in Chapel Hill.
It's a credit to Crawley that she's playing #1 in both singles and doubles. As you mentioned, for the UVA team, they have different players playing #1 doubles, and on their singles roster.
When we were talking to head coach of UVA, Sarah O'Leary, yesterday, she said that she really looks for chemistry on her doubles teams, the way their personalities match up and the way their games match up. She likes a set-em-up person and a knock-em-down person on her doubles teams, and it seems to work.
I was going to say it's working.
How about the hands from Carson Tangelig there?
It's a classic point that Crawley and Tangelig are going to want to play. Crawley setting up the points from the baseline. Tangelig looking to be aggressive up at the net. And with the two at the back like that, all she needed to do is just tap it over the net.
Crawley going with a big flat first serve.
She did a good job of getting it into the body there of Chervinsky. Interesting that they've chosen to start two back.
Chervinsky's going to move up now for the second serve. Let's see if Collard can put North Carolina on their heels off the return. And that's exactly what happened. Not even on their heels, a clean return winner for Melody Collard.
Coach Sarah did tell us yesterday that she really wants her team to be aggressive in doubles. And we're seeing that early on from her team.
Collard and Chervinsky have reached as high as number 12 in the nation in doubles. And this should be some high quality stuff. The team of Collard and Chervinsky 3 times the ACC doubles team of the week. And Crawley and Tangelig right now are ranked 11th in the country. So, and Chervinsky and Collard are ranked 8th. So
that's why we're seeing such great tennis right from the get-go.
no doubt. It all makes sense now. Ooh. All right, what is North Carolina hoping for?
I'm actually not sure.
It looks like they're going to replay that point. Oh, it's beauty from Carson Tangelig. The hands, the reflexes, and then the touch lob volley.
She's got such good hands, Carson. She possesses the ability to really punch through the volley, but then also we see the display of her good hands being able to hit it over Chervinsky's head.
There's head coach Brian Calvis of North Carolina. 21 seasons in Chapel Hill. And that lands in, let go by Collard. Oh no, pardon me, it was out. Thought it landed in, but it did not. 3-time National Coach of the Year, and after last year, he's now won everything there is to win, because last year, North Carolina won their first women's national championship.
I think what's even more impressive to me is that the statistic that no player that has gone to Carolina has transferred under Coach Calvis.
I like that stat. I like this stat too. Any player that's gone to Carolina and played 4 years has graduated in 4 years. It's an amazing record, all of it. When you combine all of it together, the success and the accomplishments and the consistency, this is a top-notch program here we're talking about.
It's 1-0 in score, but it has the feeling of being a 5-all, don't you think?
Well, because it's only one set, you better get off quickly. It's a beauty. Well done from Fiona Crawley.
Seems like they're making a conscious effort to throw in the lob. A couple times we've seen it already.
Maybe it made Collard and Chervinsky think twice about pressing so close to the net. Gave Crawley a little too much time to disguise the topspin lob. 2 back on the serve. Second serve as well.
Very interesting, given that their strategy was to be quite aggressive.
And a break of serve for the North Carolina Tar Heels #1 doubles team. We'll be right back from the 2024 ACC Women's Tennis Championship. And we are back at the 2024 ACC Women's Tennis Championships. Doubles action underway, singles to follow. Teams need to win 2 of the 3 doubles matches to earn the doubles point. And we saw that North Carolina got an early break on court #1, on serve on court 3, and a break for the Tar Heels on court #2. The team of Scotty and Yarlagata in the lead at 2 games to 1. Let's go to #3 doubles. It's Sarah Ziodato and Maggie Navarro, who are unbeaten at #3 so far in the ACC tournament for UVA. And they're taking on the North Carolina doubles trio of Abby Forbes and Riley Tran. This is Riley Tran, the left-hander, serving for the Tar Heels in the far court. North Carolina comes into this knowing that they've got their work cut out for them. They're playing against really good and really hot doubles teams. That's the thing. Ziodato and Navarro haven't played a ton of doubles together, but they're on a roll, so you just keep it. Riley Tran, we just showed you from Fairfax, Virginia. She actually was a late insert into the singles lineup in the semifinals. She had really only been playing doubles after being hit in the back of the head a couple weeks ago.
A good sign for her that she was able to be in the lineup yesterday in the quarterfinals. Be interesting to see if she will play again today singles.
Abby Forbes right now is sort of cruising through her service game. Virginia not putting up too much of a fight on return. That's a nice ball from Sarah Ziodato, the Italian. And her partner is Maggie Navarro. You might recognize the last name, her older sister, of course, a national champion at UVA, Emma, who is now ranked 21 in the world on the WTA Tour. Well, here we go, our first deciding point of this match. And remember, no ad scoring means a deuce. Return team gets to choose which side they'll return from. Winner of that point wins the game. So here's the difference between on serve at 2-all or a break at 3-1 in 1 point's time. And well done from Maggie Navarro to cut it off and get the break for UVA at number 3 doubles. They take a 3-1 lead.
Love to see that sort of emotion from Maggie Navarro. Her sister's a little bit more calm on the court, composed. I don't really think I've seen a big come on like that from Emma before, but it's a nice story that they both are part of the UVA family.
You said a little more composed. Emma doesn't show any emotion on the court. None. She's Rybakina-like.
She is. It's incredible. It's so impressive. It's interesting how sisters have different personalities like that.
I'll also say that part of it has to be sort of the situational, because college tennis seems to bring out the come on in people, both
Absolutely.
on the sidelines and on the courts, by the way.
Absolutely. It's high energy right from the start.
We're going to be hearing a lot of shouts from all over the place. Oh, that's well done from Riley Tran. Almost got a little like screen in front from Abby at the net.
Wasn't much of an angle to work with, but she found that one, Riley Tran.
We see the on-court coaching, which is fully allowed in college tennis. In fact, both assistant coaches are just hanging here on the 3-court. Looks like you're getting coaching in between almost every point. And the UVA doubles team is sort of opening up the entire phone book here. We saw them with 2 back serving, 2 back returning. Then we just saw a little I formation. We saw some traditional doubles formations. Problem that they have right now is facing break points. And there's the touch and the break back for North Carolina. And we're back on serve as the team of Forbes and Tran makes it 2-3 as they change ends. Gonna go to 1. And so while we're on the changeover here on the third doubles court, why don't we check in at one doubles, where the North Carolina team of Crowley and Tangelig are up 3-1. And it's 30-all with Travinsky serving in the near court for UVA. Cool. All right, so we got ourselves a situation here of a deciding point and a huge swing point in prospect. Just wide, and Carolina gets another break and serve, and the team of Crowley and Tangelig take a 4-1 lead at number one doubles. And speaking of 4-1 leads, well, Elizabeth Scotty and Annika Yarlagata are looking to extend their 4-1 lead into a 5-1 lead. Heba Sheikh and Natasha Shubash are in deep trouble here at number two for Virginia in the park court. And there it is, just a game away now from taking the number two doubles spot for Scotty and Yarlagata. There's Annika Yarlagata, senior from West Bloomfield, Michigan. She won the team's most improved player award a year ago, did Yarlagata. They both looked at each other and said, that was my fault. That's when you know it's good chemistry, when they're both taking responsibility. It's me. That's on me. And that is well done.
Much better point from the UVA duo right there. Got to try and put a little pressure on Scotty and Yarlagata, force them to try and serve this out at 5-2.
That is Natasha Subash serving. And Heba Sheikh at the net. There's Subash from Fairfax, Virginia. Subash broke into the top 400 of the WTA rankings before he even showed up on campus, on the heels of winning 2 ITF 15K tournaments back in her late high school years, after high school. We're talking all the way back in 2019. Everything gets thrown off years-wise because of COVID. And Subash is a grad student, a 5th year here.
Interesting again that they're also using the serve and have the volleyer stay back.
Another thing, when we talked with Coach O'Leary before this match, she said that she's got like a double sort of like theory, a system that she likes to impart on her team. So now we're kind of seeing it in use. And maybe part of that is just using all sorts of different formations and looks.
Exactly, and when you're down 5-1, it's a good opportunity to try different things, give your opponents different looks.
Yeah, and there is Heba Sheikh standing almost behind, not almost, behind the baseline. Even on a second serve, way back. And Elizabeth Scotty doing exactly what you want to do when you have 2 players at the back, and that's hit short, hard angles. And here comes match point. 2 of them, should they need them, for North Carolina. Overcooked just a little bit from Elizabeth Scotty, but another opportunity at match point for North Carolina. Let's see where they decide to return.
I like the fact that Scotty is always going for her shots. We don't really see her hold back.
Oh.
She's got 1 speed.
And at this level, at least, that 1 speed works really well, and Scotty's going to take the return on the deciding point, which is also a match point. And that is well done from the UVA squad to hang in there. So they'll change ends, and then North Carolina, after failing to complete 2 chances to win this match, will try to serve it out at 5-2. Let's head over to 1 doubles. Where the team of Tangling and Crawley have a 4-2 lead on Stravinsky and Collard. North Carolina right now is in a good spot in the doubles. Remember, you need to win 2 of the 3 doubles. Of course, they're going to serve for it at 2, and they're up 4-2 here on number 1. By the way, what a confidence boost it would be for North Carolina if they could win this doubles point, when admittedly they thought that UVA had the best doubles trio in the country.
Exactly, you get the sense that the doubles point, there's really a sense of urgency for the doubles point for Virginia because it is their strong suit. It would definitely be a letdown heading into the singles for UVA if they were to lose this doubles point.
Well done from Crawley to find the seam.
Always a good play to just go right up the middle. Force the other 2 players to have to figure out who's going to take it.
All right, so right side of the screen at number 2 doubles, Elizabeth Scotty and Annika Yarlagata for North Carolina are going to try to close out number 2 doubles. UNC in the far court, the team from UVA in the near court. And that is Elizabeth Scotty in the far court serving. Easily recognizable with those high Carolina blue socks that she wears. And she's 6'1", so there's a lot of sock to see. So that's it. You can kind of catch her from any court. Meanwhile, Crawley and Tagelig with break points for a 5-2 lead on the first doubles court. That's on the left side of your screen. Crawley return. There's a look at Scotty, Elizabeth Scotty, serving for the match at number 2 doubles, 30-15. And here come a couple more match points their way. That was 40-15, by the way, and that's it. I guess I should just not. That's a big save from UVA, and now a deciding point. Coach Brian Calvis is saying who's going to return this ball. Like, he just made that call.
And that's more of the type of play that we're used to seeing from the UVA team playing doubles. They're looking to take time away, as Coach Sarah told us yesterday, and play aggressive. So that's a good sign for Chervinsky to make that move up the net.
Fiona Crawley will return this deciding point out of the deuce court. And another break of serve to the Tar Heels. They'll change ends. And when we come back, North Carolina will look to serve their way to the doubles point at the ACC Women's Tennis Championship. Back at the ACC Women's Tennis Championship, and the North Carolina Tar Heels are on the verge at 1-3 of clinching the doubles point. They've already won the second doubles court, so all they need is one more, and they've got 3 match points at number 3 doubles. Abby Forbes and Riley Tran. Maggie Navarro serving to stay in it on the right side of your screen. And that'll do it. Riley Tran with the forehand winner. And with that, the North Carolina Tar Heels are a quarter of the way to another ACC Women's Championship, taking the doubles point. They'll continue this last game at number 1 doubles. If you're in a clinching game and it's already started because of seeding and wins and losses when it comes to the NCAA tournament, and we're talking about 2 teams, in the top 11 of the rankings, it makes sense to let them at least play out this game. And that is just absolutely exquisite from Carson Tangelig, and the big smile on her face tells you how much she liked that one.
They look like they're having fun out there. Great use of the lob. We've seen it from her a couple times in this match, and she's been really well rewarded every time she uses it.
I always find it interesting to see, look, you got Crawley and Tangelig, they're talking, right? They're going over their strategy. But still, when Fiona, look, see if Fiona still puts up the signal. Carson's not even looking. They've already talked about it.
Hey, just got to double, triple check that we've got it. All right, here come set points for Crawley and Tangelig.
it won't matter for the score in this match since the doubles point has already been secured for North Carolina, but you never know for NCAA tournament seeding. This could mean something for them because they're playing against a higher ranked team.
Just confidence-wise, actually getting to finish out the match would be big as well.
And I'd be remiss if I didn't mention they are also the defending NCAA doubles champions.
And they certainly played like it.
No doubt. North Carolina sweeps the doubles, takes the doubles point, and they lead 1-0 over UVA in the ACC Women's Tennis Championship. We're going to hear from head coach Brian Calvis. I got to ask him about, he's the one who told us that UVA probably had the best doubles teams in the country. 2, 2, and 3.
I know. I'm so interested to hear what he is going to say was his strategy. How did he come out firing like that?
If I were him, I'd be afraid to say anything. It's one of those like, hey, I'm not saying a word. They're playing like this. I'm not going to mess it up.
No, sometimes it's almost better to say less in a position where your team is just honestly on a roll. Less could sometimes be more at this point.
Yeah, you don't want to take them out of the zone.
Exactly. And they are certainly in the zone right now.
No doubt. But the good thing about college tennis here, and the interesting part is now they got to regroup. Everybody stops down, and now we'll start getting the singles ready to go. Good start for the North Carolina Tar Heels. But you can't win a championship in doubles alone. There are going to be 6 singles matches, and now Virginia needs to win 4 of them. North Carolina needs 3 wins in singles to clinch the title. And after winning the doubles point, we've got the head coach of the North Carolina Tar Heels. Brian, congratulations on winning the doubles point. Man, we talked to you before this match. You said, I think Virginia might have the best doubles teams in the country. You just beat them 2, 2, and 3. Pretty impressive.
Yeah, they're very, very good. They've beaten us twice before, very convincingly. But obviously we're getting better. So it's good to be playing this well at this time of the year. So, but yeah, real proud of our team. We took away their aggressiveness, and we played really aggressive, and we won it. They didn't lose it. We won it, so that was good.
What's the message to your team heading into the singles?
The whole message this whole weekend is just consistency. For us to stay the course, don't get too ahead of ourselves, don't get too far behind, and stay present. We use the word groundedness, so just kind of be where your feet are. So we're just trying to be consistent and stay focused. Now you have to. Singles is different. Doubles, it's a sprint. Singles is more of a marathon, so you have to be consistent with your energy and your positivity throughout the whole singles.
We know that Sarah O'Leary told us that she got a system for doubles. She loves doubles, obviously. She was a national champion when she played for you. There has to be a little bit in you that says that was pretty cool to take out the doubles against one of my best doubles players ever and a great doubles coach too.
She's one of the best doubles players in the history of college tennis, and obviously she's one of the best coaches of doubles. So I'm 1 for 2 this year against her in doubles. So I'll take that small victory. But yeah, she's definitely one of the best, if not the best.
Well, Coach, that one earned you the first point here in the ACC championship match. Congratulations. Best of luck to you in singles going forward.
Thank you very much. Appreciate it.
All right, that's head coach Brian Calvis of the North Carolina Tar Heels, who've taken a 1-0 lead over UVA in the ACC Women's Tennis Championship. Singles, first ball, next. Back in Cary, North Carolina for the ACC Women's Tennis Championship, where the UNC Tar Heels have taken the doubles point, and this is how it happened. It was a comprehensive performance from North Carolina's women. Elizabeth Scotty and Anna Yarlagata got it going at number 2 doubles. They were the first ones to finish. 6-2 on court number 2. And then it was the third doubles that clinched the doubles point. Their players in the country, Annabelle Shue of UVA and Fiona Crawley of North Carolina. As they get set, we get set to welcome in the commissioner of the Atlantic Coast Conference, Dr. Jim Phillips. Dr. Phillips, thank you so much for joining us. Look, the winter was so amazing for the ACC. Hard to get around it. The Final Four, you got NC State men and women playing, and just a great winter for the ACC. And here we are in the spring championships. How you feeling about how the competition's gone in the spring?
It's been great. I mean, you look at the year that
Okay, we're going to hold up for a second. We're working on your mic, and we're going to get back to you once that mic starts. No problem. We'll get back to Dr. Jim Phillips. He's going to hang out for a sec. We're going to start with Fiona Crawley on serve for North Carolina to start off at #1 signals against Annabelle Shute of UVA. So it's Fiona Crawley serving to Annabelle Shute. All right, that sails long. It's 30-11. I think we got the mic working now for Dr. Jim Phillips. So we'll go back to where we started because the ACC has had so much success. We saw it in the winter, and in the spring it's been pretty darn good too. How's it gone for you?
It's been great. It's been great. 21 national championships over the last 2.5 years, 5 this year with a lot of championships still left to play. How about this earlier match today? Florida State and UVA on the men's side. Was that just amazing tennis earlier? And obviously we have two titans. The teams that placed first in the regular season get a chance to square off for a tournament championship now.
For those of us who follow tennis all year long, there's nothing quite like the excitement of college tennis. And from what we've seen out of the ACC so far, it's hard to get any better, and we still got a whole championship still to come.
And there's been no shortage of travel for you this year. Why is it so important for you to be at every ACC championship?
It's really important, Christina. I mean, you understand, and you understand college tennis. Your family, your sister played at Carolina. Being present for student athletes on a pinnacle stage like winning an ACC championship is important. It's important for the commissioner to be there and to be present. And I will tell you, it's one of the really fun parts of the job to hand out the trophy to a really rewarding team. So I've been all over the country and really proud of our nearly 10,000 student athletes, our 15 schools, and excited about not only now but in the future. We're going to add 3 new schools come next year: Cal, Stanford, SMU, 3 really good tennis programs, both on the men's and women's side. So we want to continue to try to dominate the world of tennis and our sports overall in general in the NCAA.
Jim, you're taking the questions right out of my mouth
Yeah.
because I was going to ask about those new schools coming in. You got some, look, Stanford alone is sort of legendary in college tennis. I actually have a 2-part question for you. We're already talking about one of the toughest conferences in all of college tennis in the ACC. Now when you're adding California, Stanford, SMU, how difficult do you think this conference is? And 2, do you think we're going to be going out west sometime for one of these championships?
Well, I'll take them in the order you gave them to me. One is the level of competitiveness was just ratcheted up a notch. And I just think that's going to be wonderful because it is that theory of rising tide because everyone wants to be the ACC champion. And if you're the ACC champion, as the screen shows, you can have a chance to win a national championship. As it relates to placement of championships, etc., over the next several years, we're gonna stay here in North Carolina and move some of our championships around. But eventually, I think you're going to see us having some opportunities out on the West Coast or in Texas. Those are 2 great markets to recruit student athletes. Obviously, to be able to showcase ACC sports in the Dallas-Fort Worth area as well as out in the Bay Area and with Cal and Stanford. But I'm really proud of our current 15 schools and the success they're having. And again, eagerly welcome these 3 new additions this summer.
Well, it's been a heck of an event here year after year in Cary, North Carolina for the ACC Tennis Championships. We've already seen an amazing one on the men's side. We got a good one cooking here on the women's side too. Dr. Phillips, thank you so much for joining us.
Appreciate the both of you that tell our story so well about the great game of college tennis. And the other thing I do want to say before I get off is many thanks to the city of Cary and all the volunteers and our officials and everyone that it takes to put a world-class ACC championship together. My hat's off to them. We really appreciate how this community has embraced the ACC and this ACC tennis championship.
And I'll just echo your sentiment specifically to this weekend for the things everybody had to do, from the sunshine to the rain, to move everything from outside to in. It really took a village.
It was incredible.
And everybody came together to get it done. So congratulations to all involved. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Go ACC.
Thank you so much.
And that is the ACC Commissioner, Dr. Jim Phillips, sitting in with us as we watch the tennis. And Fiona Crawley is looking to jump out to an early advantage here against Annabelle Hsu of UVA. Crowley held to open the match and now quickly out to a love 30 advantage in her return game. One-way traffic so far in court one. Fiona Crawley's coming out firing.
Seems like she's picking up just where she left off from the doubles. She's fired up. She's moving really well early on.
And there's the break to serve for Fiona Crawley to take a 2-love lead for the senior from San Antonio, Texas. This is the tail end of what's been, quite honestly, a legendary career at North Carolina. A two-time indoor champion, an NCAA doubles champion, not pictured, the Honda Award winner, qualified for the US Open, won 3 rounds in qualifying at the Open, lost in the first round of the main draw, but then came back and won 2 pro events in the fall.
I mean, it just doesn't get any better than that. That is such an incredible college career. And Coach Calbas has really reiterated that she's the ultimate team player as well. That it's not just about the awards for her, that she's all about the team and how she can really benefit the team.
At some point, that'll become crystal clear as we watch Fiona play, because there's going to be a lot of go heels coming out of her. You're going to see her with the come-ons, the spinning fist pump, which I think is sort of her hallmark. Then again, if she keeps playing like this and mowing things down, it might be just a quiet walk, but rarely do things go in a straight line.
I mean, those were 2 incredible gets from Fiona right there. But Hsu did a really good job of moving the ball from side to side. She picked big targets. A much better point from Hsu there.
Annabelle Sue appears to be getting her teeth into this one a little bit more. Crawley's forcing her to hit 1, 2, 3 more balls, but she's starting to win some of those points now.
She's trying to find her range a little bit more on her ground stroke shoe.
And Shu has herself a couple break points now.
I'm not sure she exactly meant to hit that drop shot like that, but she was ready to get into the corner there, and she hit an amazing passing shot there off of the backhand side.
These two played each other at #1 at the National Indoors. Didn't finish though, but they split sets. And Shu called that ball long, confirmed by the chair umpire. So Annabelle Shu is on the board, and we're back on serve at #1 singles at the ACC Women's Tennis Championship. North Carolina's up 1-0 thanks to winning the doubles point. Back in Cary, North Carolina for the ACC Women's Tennis Championships. These pictures brought to you by our entire technical crew who had to move our operation from outside to inside and worked tirelessly through the night to do so, led by Rob Devlin and Chris Payne and Nathan Miller, Luke Cusserow, our fearless leader. But we're able to bring this to you, and it is such an honor to be able to do it. Let's check in on UNC and UVA playing for the Women's ACC Championship. Right now underway in singles after North Carolina won the doubles point. First team to 4 wins the ACC Women's Championship in North Carolina. Looking pretty good to start, but early stages for everyone. Riley Tran up a break early on court 4. Let's check in on #2 singles. Elizabeth Scotty of the Tar Heels having her hands full right now with Heba Sheikh, the 23rd ranked player in the nation, returning in the near court for UVA.
I do have to mention that Sheikh is from New Jersey, where I'm from. There's not many of us, so when there's a player from Jersey, I have to make sure I give a shout out.
She's from Teaneck, New Jersey, not far where you or I am from.
I was born in Teaneck, New Jersey, so.
Well, there you go. I think she has something else in common with you. She played some tennis at the BTT Tennis Academy in Barcelona. Were you ever over there?
I did. A couple times before French Open, I would go and practice there. Beautiful academy.
Well, that's where Heba spent her teenage years, some of it at least. Don't know why you'd want to leave Teaneck, but you know, I'm just saying. There's Elizabeth Scotty. By the way, all love for Bergen County, North Jersey.
I mean, what an experience for her to be able to go train in Barcelona at BTT Academy, to be around some of the best players in the world, practice on clay. That'd be really great for her development.
The BTT Academy has a relationship with the USTA, or at least did, from what I understand. This has to feel like unfamiliar territory to Elizabeth Scotty, who's used to rushing out to 4-love lead on opponents.
Exactly as you mentioned, throughout this entire tournament, Scotty she's been so steady. She's been the one, as you said, getting into really good positions in the matches, so she's really got to dig deep here, try and find a way to change things up.
Oh, that's crafty tennis all around. And Heba Sheikh is just feeling it, sort of heat-seeking out there.
We see Heba's movement there. That's one of the really big strengths of her game. She moves so well out of the corners of the court.
Not exactly sure why she's having a chat with the chair umpire, but Heba Sheikh's been tough to shake. 10-2 at number 2. These two did not meet in the 2 meetings between the teams this year. Heba played number 2 at the National Indoors against Carolina and was on the court against Carson Tangelig when it got called. She played number 1 back in April, early April. And right now, Heba Sheikh is just cruising right along. Up 5-love in the first against Elizabeth Scotty. Terrific player. Bit of a shocking result, though, at the moment. All right, we'll bounce over to number 3 singles. Carson Tangelig in the far court. This is Natasha Subash, fifth-year grad student for UVA in the near court, leading 3-1. Friendly reminder that Virginia needs to win 4 of these 6 singles matches to take the title, since North Carolina won the doubles point. Tar Heels need 3. Stray ball will re-rack and start again. First serve coming up for Natasha Subash at love 15. Up a break at 3-1 here on court number 3.
Both Sheikh and Subash have been able to put the doubles loss behind them, and they've come out really strong in singles.
And the roll continues for Sheikh at number 2, just making it look easy at the moment, while Subash is tossing in aces on court number 3. Well, that's some short-term memory right there. Just forget about the doubles, move into the singles. Natasha Subash over there on court number 3 is using that forehand slice to great effect. She was just chipping and chopping all over the place.
We're used to seeing Tangelig mix up the backhand slice, but it's Subash who's been using the forehand slice.
And Subash continues her strong run to take a 4-1 lead on court number 3. And Sheikh's got 2 points away now from taking the first set from Elizabeth Scotty. Oh my goodness, Sheikh.
Just like batting practice right now. She's really changing direction with the ball really well. Stepping into the court.
Set points all over the place. Heba Sheikh serving up a bagel at number 2. 6-love in the first set over Elizabeth Scotty. Amazing start for the UVA women in singles. Tar Heels took the doubles point. ACC Tennis Championship is on. And we are back at the ACC Tennis Championships in Cary, North Carolina. 6 singles matches are underway, just 1 set complete. But my goodness, Sheikh took it to Scotty, 6-love on court 2. And here's a look at the rest of the scores. Still pretty tight. Subash up 4-1 on Tangalig. Tran with a 3-1 lead over Ziodato, and everything else is really, really tight. So let's check in on number 5 singles. That's Annika Yarlagata from North Carolina, and Elaine Chervinsky from Baltimore, Maryland, and the University of Virginia. There's Chervinsky serving in the far court, up 3-2 with a break and 30-love. And then Chervinsky, as we saw, playing number 5 in singles, but played part of one of the best doubles teams in the country, played number 1 doubles to start this. That is well done for Monica Yarlagata, trying to get back on serve here on court number 5 in the first set. And that's Elizabeth Scotty, who just got bageled in the first set over on court number 2. And she's getting work done by the trainer. Heba Sheikh is just kind of waiting by the baseline to see what happens. Looks like they're working on Scotty's left arm.
Not the scenes that the UNC team wants to see.
No, not at all. It might have something to say about what happened in the first set, but the truth is Heba Sheikh played amazing. I'm not sure it would have mattered what Elizabeth Scotty was doing.
Exactly.
It's hard to tell from Scotty's face if she's frustrated or in pain. She's just kind of there, but trainer's been working on her for quite some time, like 5 minutes or so.
It's been a while since the last point was played on that court. Looks like she's motioning a little bit elbow, it looks like.
It looks, yeah, elbow, and they're checking out the right bicep there. And she's right-handed, so that's obviously a big problem.
Definitely a look of concern on her face as they're assessing the situation.
All right, Chervinsky over on number 5. We'll keep you posted about Elizabeth Scotty and her condition on 2, but here's Chervinsky with a point for 4-2. And now we'll have a deciding point. Perhaps, no. Still 40-30. That is well done from the junior out of Baltimore. And Elaine Stravinsky out to a 4-2 lead on Annika Yarlagata at number 5 for UVA. Virginia's really been able to turn the page from doubles up and down the singles lineup.
I'd love to know what that conversation looked like between the UVA coaches and the team, because they've done such a good job of regrouping their players. Travinsky showing some great defensive skills there.
And some good news from court number 2. Elizabeth Scotty has emerged after the first set. She dropped at 6-love, and then she had work done on her right arm, and she's come out. She's got some tape on the back of her right arm, sort of elbow into triceps into the forearm. Looks like some kinesiology tape, some K-tape.
Of course, with a little bit of Carolina blue on the kinesia tape.
Yeah.
In the semifinal match, we saw Yarlagata really consistent with her ground strokes.
And there's Elizabeth Scotty, and there's the Carolina blue K-tape that she's got on her right arm. Obviously, that's of concern. So is the scoreline if you're a fan of the Carolina Tar Heels. Scotty dropped the first set 6-love. Oh, and she just took a first serve and grimaced in a very bad way. Grabbing the back of her elbow now is Elizabeth Scotty on court 2. And Yarlagata's ball sails wide, and break points galore now for Stravinsky.
Yarlagata's just making a few uncharacteristic mistakes out there on the ground strokes. We've seen her in the previous matches playing very consistent from the baseline, very smart.
And Stravinsky is just cruising right along at 5-2 at number 5 for UVA. Let's check in on court 2. Elizabeth Scotty of North Carolina dropped the first set to Heba Sheikh, 6-love. Scotty had that right arm elbow worked on for quite some time after the first set. And she seemed to grimace when she took her first serve afterwards. That's her first point she won, but she's still working out the arm. And Brian Calvis is now on the second court, getting a good look at his number 2 player.
We do see her kind of doing the motion of the serve after she serves. It seems like it is bothering her, possibly just on the serve. Sometimes doesn't bother you on a ground stroke, just on an overhead motion, so we'll see.
Well, Brian Calvis has been talking to her, and now he's just watching closely as Elizabeth Scotty serves down break point. And there's a winner from Heba Sheikh. And Scotty's going to talk to her coach, a little fist bump.
It's a tough position because you want to be able to help your team so much. But if you are feeling pain, you know, you got to think about what the repercussions will be, but it's such an important match here. You'd want to be able to try and stay out on court as long as possible.
Yeah, part of the problem is we're not in January or February.
Exactly.
This is the ACC championship match, and remember, North Carolina are also the defending national champions with a lineup that is almost identical to the one that won it a year ago. Very close, at least.
There's a lot to play for, and this is also her last season as well with Carolina. She would not want to have to pull out of a match of this importance.
I'd be remiss if I didn't mention that the loss of Reese Brantmeyer is a huge blow to North Carolina, but here they are in the championship match of the ACC without one of their best players who's out with a knee injury for the rest of the season.
Yeah, Coach Calvis said they had to find time to regroup after the loss of Reese and figure out what exactly the matchups would be. That's just too good. You also think about when you have something that's bothering you, do you try and shorten the points? And
Natasha Subash has taken the first set from Carson Tangeling on 3 singles. So right now, UVA has 2 set wins so far, and Travinsky is closing in on a third at number 5. And Melody Collard's up a break for UVA on 6 at 5-2 in the first set. So even though the doubles point didn't go UVA's way, singles so far on most courts, save the number 1 court, kind of in UVA's favor at the moment.
it's been a really impressive turnaround from them after losing the doubles point. They really have regrouped very well.
Now that's a heck of a pass from Scotty to get on the board at number 2 singles. Set points, though, for Stravinsky serving in the near court at number 5. We'll keep you posted at number 2. It's a fine return from Yarlagadda. She's going to need a couple more because Stravinsky's got another set point coming up.
Spoke with Coach Gina prior to the tournament, and she said Chervinsky's one of the hardest workers that she's ever had the privilege to coach.
And there is the net court ace for Chervinsky at number 5 singles. And UVA's got another set in hand. Elaine Chervinsky with an impressive showing. Let's move over to 6 where Melody Collard is trying to serve out the first set against Tatum Evans, the freshman from McLean, Virginia. There's a look at Melody Collard, 5'10" from Gatineau, Canada. Collard was a gold medalist in the Canada Games a couple of years ago, playing for Team Quebec with her UVA teammate, Annabelle Chou, who's from Montreal. I believe there's a pro tournament in Gatineau also.
Never played that one, but there is.
Wouldn't be surprised if that's the reason why she wanted to start playing tennis as a kid in the first place.
How cool would that be?
And that's well done from Evans, who, by the way, wasn't necessarily supposed to be in this position. All along, Tatum Evans was supposed to be redshirting. But when Reese Brantmeyer went down in the National Indoors, and we're talking about in February, like, Evans was pulled into the lineup. And they both agreed, they being coach and Tatum said, let's go. Let's take the red shirt off and do it. Tatum was a 5-star blue chip recruit, the #1 player out of Virginia, the #3 player in the Mid-Atlantic region.
And she's been instrumental this season in getting them to this stage.
Collard giving Evans a little hope for life here. Break chances to push it a little closer here in set #1. Over on court number 6. And now a chance to win the set for Melody Collard at #6 singles for UVA. Over at #1, Fiona Crawley, 2 points from taking the first set for North Carolina. So right side of your screen, Melody Collard serving. Deciding point, which is a set point, and the first set goes to the University of Virginia at #6 singles. And Fiona Crawley now with set points for North Carolina at #1. Boy, I mean, Tar Heels need this. They need some good news. It has been mostly Wahoos in the singles competition so far. A little bit of a shocking result.
I'm a little bit surprised to see some of these score lines, but that's why UVA's in this position. They've won a lot of matches this season. The first set on court #1 for Fiona Crawley and North Carolina. Tar Heels and Cavaliers battling it out for the ACC Women's Tennis Championship. And we'll be right back from Cary, North Carolina after this. And we are back in Cary, North Carolina, indoors at the Cary Tennis Park because of the rain outside, but it is heating up on the inside. North Carolina, they took the doubles point, but Virginia has really jumped out in a lot of the singles matches, taking the first set in 4 of the 6 singles matches, and that's exactly what Virginia needs. They need 4 wins in singles to take the ACC championship. That being said, that means Carolina's gonna have to come back from a set down in at least 1 match to win the title themselves. It is getting good in Cary, North Carolina. We haven't looked in on the #4 singles spot yet, so let's do that here. This is in the near court, Sarah Ziodato, the senior from Italy. And it's Riley Tran, the left-hander from San Antonio, Texas. The senior in her own right there for North Carolina. Riley Tran was a late addition to the singles lineup in the semifinals. Her first action in a few weeks. She got hit in the back of the head in a doubles match, and just took her a while to get her singles legs back under her. So it's good to see her out here battling it 4-all in the first. Wonder if that lack of match play recently in singles is affecting her right now.
And there's a look at Sarah Ziodato. Coming off a third straight year of 20-plus wins in singles for the University of Virginia. 28-10, her overall record. 11-1 at number 4 this season.
Not a bad stat.
No, she's played anywhere from 1 through 4 in this lineup.
I guess that just shows the depth that this team has, that kind of players can be moved around. There are no set roster right now.
And there it is, like I said, 11-1 at number 4.
Seems to be the magic number for her.
Things are getting tight here at number 4 singles. 4 all, 30 all. This is a massive court for North Carolina. Having dropped the first set on 4 of the 6 singles courts and won the first set at number 1, the Tar Heels need some good news here at number 4, and Riley Tran's going to try to give it to him. On the flip side, Sarah Ziodato can put UVA in a really good position.
Yeah, this is seeming like a must-win for UNC right here.
Elizabeth Scotty, who had some trouble after getting bageled in the first set with her elbow, got looked at by the trainer, got some tape on the arm. Tape, it's like magic tape on the arm.
It's that Carolina blue in the tape.
Leading 4-1 in the second on court 2. And now a game point for Riley Tran at 4 all.
We see Ziodato, she just hesitated a little bit. She could have moved up to that ball quicker, kind of caught it a little bit low, and hence why it went in the net.
And Riley Tran has taken a 5-4 lead at number 4 singles. She'll serve for the first set after they change ends. All right, flipping us over to court number 2, where Elizabeth Scotty looked, well, down and out, and quite frankly, she looked hurt after losing the first set 6-love. That right elbow, you see the tape, that wasn't there at the beginning of this match.
I have to say, I'm really surprised by this turnaround. Scotty looked like she was in some real serious pain there.
Here's the other thing, Christina, you might be able to speak to. Heba Sheikh played amazing in the first set. She didn't put a foot wrong. She put every ball where she wanted it to go. There was a long break in between the first and second set where Heba Sheikh could do nothing but just sort of hang out and wait to see what was going to happen with Elizabeth Scotty. You think there's a chance that momentum could have been lost in that moment?
I do think so. I think not only just the delay, but also sometimes when you're playing an opponent that looks injured, it can get into your head.
That sails long off the racket of Scotty. 30 all here.
This would be a big game for her to kind of stop the bleeding, get it within one break.
Well, it's going the other way at the moment, and a point for a 5-1 lead for Elizabeth Scotty.
Looks like she's almost having to keep her arm moving to not
So it doesn't
stiffen
get
it, so
stiff,
that it
yeah.
doesn't get stiff.
And we are looking at what some might consider an Ostapenko-like scoreline. Love 6 and now 5-1.
Very Ostapenko-like. That's the perfect example.
So Elizabeth Scotty, after getting bageled in the first set, would like to return the favor with a breadstick here in set number 2. It's 5-1, Scotty serving for the second set. And I have to say, Christina, it is almost 100% North Carolina Tar Heel fans in the building, and it's almost eerily quiet for how loud it can get in here, and that's because Virginia is doing so well in the singles.
You're right, they've kind of taken the crowd out of it.
Wow.
You asked me before how much would it mean to the seniors to win again, and here we have an example. Scotty's clearly in a little bit of distress. She's feeling some pain, but she's powering through and fighting super hard.
Deal with the pain when the adrenaline wears off, but right now,
When the Advil wears off.
Riley Tran's got set points at number 4 on the right side of your screen. Keep an eye on that. The left-hander serving up 40 love at 5-4 at number 4. Of course, Elizabeth Scotty trying to serve out the second set at number 2. By the way, how crazy is it that Scotty and Shake are almost done with 2 sets, considering how long the break was in between the first and second. Meanwhile, Tran and Ziodato just finished the first set with Riley Tran taking it 6-4. That was a long first set.
That's college tennis. I feel like you see with the deuce points and just how quickly things go, you can have 2 totally different score lines.
Totally.
And that's more of what we saw from Shake in the first set.
Nice misdirection from Scotty. Held that backhand, looked for all the world like she was going to go up the line with it. And then just took the air out of it. She continues to move that elbow around. She's got to work on the tape. It's starting to come undone a little bit, maybe on the changeover. Ooh, that was upheld by the chair
Certainly
umpire.
close.
Ooh-wee.
Tough from our angle to see, but it looked close.
That's wide. And Elizabeth Scotty now has 2 set points to level the match at a set apiece at number 2. And the return sails long, and we're going to a decider at number 2 singles, Elizabeth Scotty. returns the favor with a 6-1 win in set 2 after losing 6-love in the first. We're back to Cary, North Carolina right after this. There is everything to play for at the ACC Tennis Championships. The women of North Carolina and the University of Virginia battling it out for the ACC tournament title. They had to split the regular season crown because they had the same record. North Carolina is the #1 seed because they won the most recent dual match between the two. And after North Carolina took the doubles point, it is about as close can be, Christina, through these 6 singles matches. All these sets look like they could go 3.
I know, these two teams are showing why they are the co-champions of the ACC conference. Everything up to play for, everything up for grabs. It's turning out to be a really good one.
Closest set we have to finishing is number 3 singles. So let's see if Carson Tangelig can pull one back against Natasha Subash of Virginia. Subash took the first set 6-2. And the junior from Alpharetta, Georgia, playing for North Carolina. That's a look at Natasha Subash sitting down. Now she's getting up. Wait, hold on one sec. Chair's going to have a word with Carson Tangelig. The chair umpire has behind the curtain, from what I can tell. Whatever he wanted to do, he's figured it out, and he's going to hop back up in the chair, and we'll get going. If I knew any more than that, I'd tell you. The good news is we're just going to keep going.
We need our sideline reporters to give us the inside scoop.
That forehand sails long. Tangelig. Okay, so what we've been told, they're just doing a little maintenance on the curtain. Don't want to lose some balls behind there. Well, that's a heck of a way to respond from blowing a forehand long. That's all right. First serve ace.
She not only has such raw firepower on her first serve, but she places it really well. Carson Tangelig.
And no matter what happens today or in the NCAA tournament, Carson Tangelig certainly has a memory to last a lifetime. She is the one that clinched the first ever national championship for the UNC women's tennis team a year ago against NC State.
Few players can say that they've had that moment of clinching a championship for their team. Crowd's starting to get a little bit more into it now, I think.
You're starting to see the scores turn a little bit for the Tar Heels. It's still not there yet. There's still like palpable nerves in the building, which is exactly what UVA would like to see. Although Subash didn't like that backhand at all. She just cranked that about 5 feet long and wide. How about an update here from court number 1? Fiona Crawley wins the first set from Annabelle Hsu. Hsu turns around quickly up 3-love in the second. Another match that looks like it could be going the distance.
That seems to be par for the course. Scorelines that we're not expecting. I was not expecting that turn of events on court number 1, but that seems to be par for the course today.
Well, that was well done by Subash, and Subash has pulled one back. Tangelig had 2 breaks in hand there, so that's one of them gone.
Carson kind of came into the net a little bit from no man's land. She didn't really put enough behind that approach shot. Kind of had easy pickings for Subash on that passing shot.
breaking serve hasn't been much of an issue for Carson Tangelig in this set. She's probably not that concerned that she just dropped her serve. You can start hearing the Carolina fans now picking up steam. A lot of them cheering on Elizabeth Scotty on the number 2 court right now.
You don't often see a player slice off of the forehand side, but that seems to be a play that Subhash likes to go to.
That point was sort of a chop fest on both sides.
Exactly.
Sometimes when the ball's skidding that low, there isn't a whole lot you can do but just try to get under it, get some depth, and maybe hope for something with a little more height to step into. But Tangelig doing really well here. Subhash might be even more comfortable hitting the slice forehand based on what we saw from that approach shot. Didn't look very confident moving forward at all with the topspin.
Kind of left that one hanging. She didn't really hit through the ball. Could explain exactly why she's using the forehand slice a lot on that side.
Well, that was well done from Subhash. Or not. Carson Tangelig is up 5-2 in the second, a game away from leveling this match at a set apiece. We'll be right back to that court to see if North Carolina can close it out. But let's go back to one, where Fiona Crowley's looking to get on the board in the second set after winning the first against Annabelle Shu. Shu and Crowley played each other in the dual match back on April the 5th. Crowley winning in straights fairly comprehensively, 3-2. So good on Shu after losing the first set 6-2 to bounce back so emphatically here in the second set. But Crowley, as we know, not going away, not without a fight.
And that's the Fiona we're used to seeing, the fiery, fighting for every point.
We hardly saw any of that in the first set. That was the interesting part. But yeah, the deeper this match goes, the tighter
The
it
more
gets.
commands we're gonna hear.
Yes. Oh yes.
So much fun to watch. She really embodies the excitement of college tennis.
She's got that Leighton Hewitt in her.
Exactly.
And as we see the tide begin to turn here at number 1 on the number 2 court, Elizabeth Scotty. We're talking about a turnaround after getting bageled in the first set, wins the second 6-1, and a quick break and hold. Scotty's up 2-love in the third on court 2 for North Carolina. As Fiona Crowley looks to crawl her way back into the second set. Carson Tangalig, a game away from leveling her match on court number 3 at a set apiece with Natasha Subash. Tangalig in the far court, Subash in the near court. 2 points away now for Tangalig. It's 30-15 at 5-2 in the second set.
Shu just trying to put a little extra on these shots. As we've seen, the type of player that can cause Crawley problems is one that takes the ball early. There's not many players that can cause her problems, but why we see Shu trying to put a little extra on these shots.
Oh, what a pickup and what a volley from Carson Tangalig, who now has set points at number 3. That was some fine racket work, getting low from Tangalig. So already into a third set on court number 2, and a point away from doing the same at number 3. And we have split sets on court number 3. Going the distance there, Fiona Crawley with points to pull within a game here in the second set after winning the first over Annabelle Shu. And there it is, Fiona Crawley holds. Annabelle Shu still has a lead, but it is tenuous at best. What was 3-love is now 3-2 in the second. Over to number 2 singles, where Elizabeth Scotty, after dropping the first set, took the second. Now up 2-love.
Just don't think we really could have predicted this turnaround. This is an incredible turnaround right here.
I think that tape has fallen off her elbow. Heba Sheikh. Heba Sheikh's got to be wondering what's hit her. After winning the first set 6-love, she's got 1 game in the last 10. And it is 3-love to the Carolina Tar Heels in the third on court number 2. And we'll be back to Carson. All right, so we saw the K-tape come off of Elizabeth Scotty's arm, but it's not because she doesn't need it anymore, actually just the sweat. So trainers out there putting some new tape, different tape, not the Carolina Blue K-tape this time, a more adhesive, I'm assuming, type of instrument on the arm. And Elizabeth Scotty is back out there at number 2 with a 3-love lead in the third set. Excuse me, a 3-1 lead in the third set with Heba Sheikh. Excuse me, it is 3-love. And it is true. It has been all Elizabeth Scotty since the end of the first set, which she lost 6-love. So she lost the first 6 games, and she's responded by winning 9 of the next 10. Yeah, Shake called that out on the baseline. Scotty wouldn't mind that at all, by the way. Part of the issue, though, too, is when you have most of the fans are Carolina fans, they want all the calls to go their way, too. So they're looking at Scotty and telling her that could be counterproductive.
They might not be the most unbiased people to look at for confirmation on the call.
Well, she looked up and said, everybody told me it was in. It was like, yeah, that's because they all want you to win.
They're all Carolina people.
Yeah, right. Good job shaking it off, though, from Elizabeth Scotty. Well, that's some nice ball there from Shake.
That's reminiscent of what we saw from her in the first set. She was being super aggressive. She was taking her chances, big targets. She possesses the tennis to get back to that level. It's just, can she be consistent enough with her play?
And Shake is on the board with a break of serve. Elizabeth Scotty still up 3-1 for Carolina in the third. So that's a pretty big breakthrough for Shake, who's had trouble winning games since taking that first set.
Stage of the match. She is going to want that one back for sure. She had the whole court. She did a great job with that approach shot, and I think she just thought she had it. I think she thought the point was already won. She looked shocked there. It's a bummer for her.
Perhaps the point of the match. Elizabeth Scotty might need a couple of deep breaths to recover, but she's got a love 30 lead on the Shake serve. One was a gift. That was earned.
The court awareness that she had to realize where she was and how much spin she needed to add to that lob, that was really impressive.
Haven't seen a lot of double faults out here. That was a big one at love 30. And now multiple opportunities to grab a 4-1 lead in the third as the Carolina fans get behind Elizabeth Scotty. So Elizabeth Scotty out to a 4-1 lead in the third. She waves off the trainer. She'll have a chat with the head coach. And right now, Melody Collard is serving to stay in the second set after winning the first against Tatum Evans. Pouring down the line from Evans. Had some patient tennis.
Evans did such a nice job there of holding her court positioning. Collard was hitting quite a few deep ones, and she just really got down low, absorbed the pace. Very impressive.
Evans is the one Carolina player who doesn't feature in the doubles competition, and I gotta figure it's a little bit difficult to keep your emotions in check, trying to get ready for your own singles match while also rooting on your doubles team. You could actually expend energy that could hurt you in singles. I'm not saying that's the reason why she lost the first set, but
absolutely. And everyone else, has had a chance to get warm, get some of those nerves out by playing doubles. She's coming in, cold, not having played. So it's definitely factors to consider.
That's well done from Collard. I will say, while the doubles was going on, Evans was out on the court hitting and rallying with one of the other players on the Carolina team that wasn't playing doubles.
Smart, very smart.
Yeah, I thought the same thing. Like, better to keep the body moving.
Exactly. I'm super impressed with both teams. The type of warm-up that they do prior to going out to play. I mean, these college tennis players are in incredible shape. It's like a practice. It's like my type of practice, the way they warm up.
Yeah, Carolina actually has a very specific warm-up routine that you see before every match. With Coach Calbus on the court feeding balls to the whole team, like you would say, like a practice, almost like a clinic.
It's a very specific routine, and it feels like a practice.
Set points now for Evans. That return sails long. She still has another one coming on the Collard serve, and perhaps another if we get to a deciding point. This is a chance to level the number 6 court at 1 set apiece. And there is the break. There is the set. 6-2 to Tatum Evans of North Carolina, and we're going 3 at number 6. All right, we're flipping it over to number 1 singles because this becomes an even more important court with everything tightening up around the grounds. Fiona Crawley took the first set, 6-2 from Annabelle Hsu, was down love 3, has won 3 games on the trot, and now it's 3-all, 30-all with all the pressure, it would seem, on Hsu's shoulders. But maybe not, because she doesn't know what's going on around anywhere else, I don't think. Oh, that is so well done from Annabelle Hsu.
How courageous to come in at that point. As you said, 3-all, 30-all, and to execute as well.
Against one of the better
Beautiful
passers
volley.
in college tennis.
She remained composed up there, calm. took her time, and beautiful volley.
Giving Fiona a little bit of her own medicine too with an extended come on. Break point now for Shu. So Annabelle Shu breaks to take a 4-3 lead in the second. It stems the tide a little bit too. 3 games on the bounce for Crawley is over. We're heading over to court number 5, where Elaine Chervinsky is up a set and 4-3 and points for 5-3 against Annika Yarlagata of North Carolina. And that return sails long. And Elaine Chervinsky now a game away from locking this championship matchup at 1 apiece with the first singles win of the day. This is the first player to come within a game of the win here on court 5. And it's the junior from Baltimore, Elaine Chervinsky, in position now.
That's just so good by Chervinsky. I mean, the way she got around, looked for her forehand, fully committed to it.
Chervinsky trying to stay positive. Don't want those nerves getting in the way to try to close this thing out. She's got her coach on the court with her. Annika Yarlagata is holding firm here at 3-5 in the second set.
She's got to try and ask the question to Chervinsky, can you serve it out? Coach Sarah looks like she's trying to change her positioning. Change things up.
Yeah, she's moving over to court 3. She knows there might be a change of ends here coming up soon. And if not, it's a shaking of the hand. So, you know, coach knows what she's doing.
Getting closer to the other action.
Yeah, that's right. And that backhand sails long from Travinsky. So Yarlagadda hangs around. Travinsky, after they change ends, will serve for the match at number 5. Moments ago at number 2, perhaps the shot of the day. It comes off the racket of Elizabeth Scotty of North Carolina in the far court. Watch and enjoy. How she found the angle from that position, nobody knows. But Elizabeth Scotty is a game away from winning on court 2. And she's trying to serve it out, but facing break points. 1 down.
Even coach had to laugh during that last point because that get was just so incredible. I'm not sure if she could ever replicate that again, but it was so good.
A heave a shake. Confirmation from, we have now a sideline judge and the chair umpire. Still the players call the balls, but now we've got ourselves a deciding point that is doubling as a match point for North Carolina. Tremendous comeback from Elizabeth Scotty. Bageled in the first set, turns it around to win 1 and 2, and North Carolina is halfway home to the ACC title.
What a nice moment there between coach and Scotty. What fight she showed to come back from a moment where we weren't sure if she'd be able to continue the match. This is how much it means to her and the whole team.
So that's a boon to Carolina. And if we move over to court 4, Riley Tran is serving up a set in 5-2 to put them even closer to the championship. Remember, first team to 4 points wins the title. Carolina, after winning the doubles point and the number 2 singles point, now is up 2-love on UVA. A look of elation and relief as Elizabeth Scotty will now turn her attention to cheering on her teammates. In fact, just about the entire Carolina team is starting to move down to take a look at court 4 to see if Riley Tran can pull this out over Ziadato. Tran is trying to serve it out, but it's love 30 here at 5-2 in the second.
Just like that, things are starting to move really quickly now.
In the early stages of this singles competition, it looked like UVA had all the joy. Things have turned around big time in the last 25, 30 minutes. Elizabeth Scotty is probably a big catalyst for that with her win on court 2 after coming back from losing the first set 6-love. And now it's Riley Tran. The left-hander hits with 2 hands off both sides.
She's got a unique style of play, but it really works for her. She's able to create a lot of really nice angles off the court with her game.
She doesn't have the height, but the game is similar to Monica Seles in that she crosses her hands over on her 2-handed forehand.
I'm sure she'd love to hear that comparison.
And there's an inside-out 2-handed forehand winner. And Riley Tran is on the precipice now. And there it is. The North Carolina Tar Heels Thanks to a straight set win at number 4 from Riley Tran, are one match win away from becoming the 2024 ACC Women's Tennis Champions.
It's got to feel good for Riley Tran after she had to take a couple matches off from playing singles and to get back into the winner's circle. You can also see how much it means to her and the whole team.
And now they wait with bated breath to see which one of their teammates is the one designed to play the hero's role and be the clinching point. Or are we in to an epic comeback? Elaine Stravinsky certainly has her sights set on that set point, on a deciding point for the UVA junior, serving here to Annika Yarlagadda. And a double fault on a deciding point and set point to level the match.
That has got to hurt so much for Chervinsky. A timely, a costly double fault.
Chervinsky was in complete control of this second set about 20 minutes ago. And that's part of the turnaround, but did not expect to see that.
So many momentum shifts today. That's really been the name of the game. So many swings. But she's still in a good position, and that's what she's got to try and keep in her mind. At the end of the day, she's 6, she's up a set, and it's 5-all. She's got to try and block out the fact that she just tried to serve for the match. We hear coach tell Annika, way to take that ball early.
That is some great hustle and defense from Yarlagadda. All right, let's look over on court 1 right now, where Fiona Crawley is serving to stay in the second set against Annabelle Shu. A point for 4-5. And now a set point on a deciding point for Annabelle Shu on the left side of your screen on court 1. Meanwhile, Annika Yarlagadda, after coming back from the brink, is now serving at 30 love, 5-all. She was kind of getting run off the court a little bit by Stravinsky, but that's not happening right now. Momentum has shifted completely over there at 5. Set point for Shu to level the number 1 singles court on the left side of your screen. So well done. Calm and cool from Crawley under pressure.
She wants to see the crowd get louder. She really thrives under this environment. Loves to have the crowd on her side.
And over at number 5, Annika Yarlagadda with a point for 6-5 now. night sails long. Yarlagadda takes a 6-5 lead in the second over Travinsky. Coming back from the brink of losing at 5. They continue on, and we continue on at the ACC Women's Tennis Championships in Cary, North Carolina. We'll be right back. Well, the score doesn't exactly look tight at 3-love, but it is tight out here at the ACC Women's Tennis Championship. So much still left to be decided. North Carolina needs to win one more match. In fact, UVA's got to win the rest of them, but they're all close. That's the thing. Nothing's really decided at the moment.
Right, you think one match, you think it's right there, but there's so many different directions these matches could still go in.
Well, how about at number 1? Fiona Crawley took the first set over Annabelle Shu, 6-2. Was down love 3 in the second, comes back to 3-all, and suddenly Shu puts her foot down on the pedal and is serving for the second set, trying to send it to a third. Crawley trying to avoid that. Lots of come-ons and lots of momentum shifts at the number 1 singles court. Annabelle Shu, 2 points from set number 2 on court number 1.
That was better depth there from Crawley.
All right, over to 5. Annika Yarlagadda, who is up against it, almost out of it against Stravinsky, now is serving to send this to a third. Pardon me, Yarlagadda's returning. Stravinsky serving to stay in it and has a point to send it to a second set tiebreak. Meanwhile, it's a set point for Annabelle Shu on court number 1. Not quite there yet. And a deciding point now, which also is a set point from Yarlagadda. And all of that was happening in 1 point on court 1, where we'll have a deciding point that's also a set point for Annabelle Shu. Set point for Yarlagadda on a deciding point on court 5. What a point from both players. And Annika Yarlagadda comes back from the brink to force a third set at number 5. Set point again on number 1. We got to refocus on the left side of our screen. Here we go, taking it full. Annabelle Shu, deciding point. Crawley.
Fiona is so good at just making her opponents have to hit an extra ball. She's not going to beat herself. Just full display there. What a great competitor she is.
Leading the cheers as well.
And she can do it all.
This is vintage Fiona Crawley. I'm happy we'll have video of this for all time. And it's certainly worth looking at again. Here we go.
She just handles pressure so well, knows her game, knows how she wants to play these points and make her opponent have to hit an extra ball in these pressure-filled moments.
That's wide.
I feel like every time we hear a big roar, we know something happened for UNC on one of the courts.
Momentum feels like it's a point-by-point proposition right now on court number one.
I was just thinking, like, could we possibly be in for another momentum shift? Bit of an uncharacteristic miss there from Crawley. She doesn't normally make that many unforced errors at this stage of the match.
Annabelle Hsu first has a little chat with herself and then with one of her coaches. And And she still has a point for 6-5. 2 of them, if we go to the deciding point. Finally breaks through and takes a 6-5 lead in the second set on court number 1. All right, so let's bounce over to number 3 singles right now. Carson Tangelig is just trying to hang in here. Up 40-15, but down 2-5. Natasha Subash would love to just finish it off here and not have to worry about trying to serve it out at 5-3. Tangelig still with a game point. Well done from Carson Tangelig. Balls go to the other side of the court, and Natasha Subash will have an opportunity to serve UVA to their first point of this championship match.
What a moment for Natasha Subash to give the first point to her team here. Big moment for her.
Elaine Cherbinsky at 5 had opportunities to do that for UVA a little while ago, but now she is battling it out with Annika Yarlagata on court 5. Here we are on 3. And a fine start and a little racket clap.
She cut that one a little close, but...
A little bit. She acted like she meant it, though.
Yeah. Hey, she likes that forehand slice, so that actually could be just part of her... Practices that all the time, part of her repertoire. I mean, clearly she did not want to hit a forehand there. She ran around completely onto the deuce side to get a backhand there.
All right, match points now for Natasha Subash to get UVA on the board. And there it is, UVA gets the win at number 3 and cuts into the North Carolina lead. Tar Heels still up 3-1. One more singles victory for North Carolina and they'll have the championship. But Natasha Subash has kept Virginia's hopes alive with a win at number 3. And here's a look at the updated scores. Remember, North Carolina needs 4 points. Either team needs 4 points to win the championship. UNC just needs one more match win, and they will have the ACC championship. Closest to that looks like on number 6, but as we look over on number 1, Annabelle Shue with set points to send her match with Fiona Crawley to a third set. It's just been sort of a colossal battle on one all day between these two.
This second set has had a little bit of everything in it, so many different momentum shifts. We see Coach Gina trying to make her players smile a little bit, release a little bit of tension.
She did that. And Annabelle still has set points. Maybe that she was telling her, look, you still got 3 set points if you need them. Is being run all over the place. Retrieving a whole lot, but Fiona Crawley was in position there. Still set point for Annabelle Shue. Battling all the way back, Fiona Crawley. And now we've got a deciding point. It's still set point for Annabelle Shue.
I feel like Fiona could have maybe followed in 1 or 2 of those shots earlier in the rally, but that was such good hitting from her. Great offense.
That might be the next step in her development.
Right.
Is following those balls forward. And
exactly.
finishing points off at maybe 2 or 3 strokes earlier.
Always easier said than done, but that would be another level to her game.
And there is the second set to Annabelle Shue at number 1 singles. What a gutsy effort from the sophomore from Montreal, Canada. And they're going the distance on number 1, maybe. And I say maybe because we have our first clinching situation. And that comes to us in perhaps the most unlikely of sources. On court 6, and it's Tatum Evans, the freshman from McLean, Virginia, is up 5-2 in the third against Melody Collard, the junior from Gatineau, Canada, serving to stay in this match, serving to keep Virginia in this tie.
What a storybook ending this would be, right? If Tatum Evans, who wasn't even supposed to be in the lineup, ends up being the one to clinch for UNC.
Well done from Collard. Under serious duress. And there's a look at Reese Brantmeyer with a big knee brace on her right knee. Reese getting injured.